Kidchen are a healthy meal prep food company for kids. I've known Vix for ages, and I've seen that she's been putting out Tiny Tots taste buds and seeing her kind of grow with her business partner Sarah, and I've loved what they've been doing. Initially Vix contacted me and said, look, can you give me some advice? We want to grow our business, make it more of a brand. I mean, I actually knew what I was going to be saying to them. I just thought I'll lay it on the line a little bit soft, and then I'll just say, look, Tiny Tots taste buds sucks ass. If you want to grow your business, the name has got to be right. You type Tiny Tots into Google and a plethora like that, plethora of things is going to come up. Tiny Tots Nursery, Tiny Tots bloody Playgroup, and that's the first thing that I said to him. I said, look, you know, if you want to do what you want to do and you believe in this brand, you need to change that name. What we need to do is really understand what the brand wants to communicate, and we need to change this name. And instead of focusing on what should the logo look like, what should the packaging look like, we said we need to understand what the brand wants to say. We wrote some buzzwords down, we were batting backwards and forwards, you know, how does it want to feel? You know, it just made sense. It was kids in the kitchen, you know, we're making food in the kitchen for kids, and that's pretty much how we come up with most of our ideas. It's not something that happens overnight, and any branding job that we do needs to be gradual, it needs to grow, it needs to be organic. We were fighting against it so much, trying to think about names, so when you come back to actually thinking about the brand and what it wants to communicate, we didn't start thinking about our logo, we started thinking about how would the photography look like, you know, what would the videos say, and then were our initial thoughts. The project itself took us about a month to do. Before I did anything, I said, right, Gaz, let's get together, let's put these ideas together, and what do you think about this? So he said, no, I don't really like that, but I like this, I like that, and then that's pretty much our ideas, by lateral thinking, about sitting in a room, come up with some stupid ideas, but that communicates what that brand wants to communicate. It's about branding and how it wants to make people feel.
So when you come to design a logo, I think if you've already done the legwork beforehand, and you've, like we do, we've sat there, we've already thought about what we want the brand to be, how we want the brand to feel. So actually you've made most of your design decisions before you even get to doing it, which makes it easier, because then you're not questioning yourself, am I doing this right, is this the way? You already sort of know in your mind how it needs to look. And obviously you'll have slightly difference in opinions when it comes to like a typeface or colours and things like that, but generally if you've already had that discussion, you're in the same place as a team, so you know what's right and what's not right. So when it came to sort of designing the Kidchen logo, you know, we already knew it had to be caring, it had to be friendly, it had to be approachable, so that's why we used, you know, a very rounded style, geometrically perfect, it was symmetrical. We had the knives and forks in there, so that sort of communicates who the brand's aimed at. Obviously the typeface is quite a modern typeface. All of that comes together, and you need the feeling overall of something that just, again, looks cool, but communicates exactly what you're trying to do as a brand. There's always a bit of nervousness, not necessarily from ourselves, but from the clients, obviously, because you've got to remember they have no clue what we're working on behind our closed doors, so they've probably got like a preconception in their head of what we've done.
Well, it's tough really, because when we're doing brand reveals, we kind of go through the brand story, we go through the new name, we go through all these things that you can't see anything, but it makes you feel a certain way because you're reading it. So when you do come to the visual elements of the brand reveal, they were already there. We've already got them, they understand what they were about to see. So as soon as they saw it, they were engaged and were just like, fuck, I love this. We always try to make a plan for the next stage. Now, the next stage for me was website, we've got to think about the social media, but most importantly, we've got to get the content for these platforms. The photography and video, it was easy. It needed to be shot in the kitchen. It needed to be nice and light and airy, and actually let the girls be as natural as they can. It's so hard for people to get in front of a camera and not lock up straight away, because like you're almost putting yourself on a plate for other people to judge you. And for me, I didn't want that when we were doing the photography. So when we were talking to Kay, I said, look, you need to get the girls as natural as they can.
My initial ideas for the photography and video were very rustic, very professional, very kind of high-end. But after meeting the girls, The girls are incredible, you know, they're so much more friendly, full of charisma, full of energy, just really colourful girls. So I wanted a big element of that in the food photography, not just how we shot it, but how we kind of constructed the whole day. So yes, in the photography and video we got across all the amazing foods, but I wanted all of the props and everything to be quite playful. So we were tying the spaghetti round the forks, we were spilling the pasta out the bowls, and it just, that in itself was telling the story of the Kidchen brand. So the overall message for the photo and video shoot for Kidchen was healthy food for kids. But it was much more than that. It was fun food for kids, it was colourful food for kids, it was tasty food for kids, food bursting with energy, food that kids really will enjoy time and time again. So it was super important to get that message across in the photography and video, and I think we smashed it. One of the things that I find really frustrating is when clients don't realise their full potential. You can have an amazing brand and people are almost scared to put their ideas into pictures and video. I think we nailed it with Kidchen. I feel like Victoria and Sarah's personalities both came across through the images in the video. Yeah, it's always going to be quite scary doing a video for the first time, and anybody who says it's easy is lying. But yeah, they absolutely smashed their first photo and video shoot. So on the day, you always get a gauge of how well the photo and video's gone. And I'd say on the day, it was about an 8 out of 10. It was a long day, the girls did incredible. They had so much to prepare, so much to do, and we had a lot of content to capture on the day. However, when we were editing the photo and the video, wow, it was actually a lot better than expected, and see everything come together on the website and tell that story as a whole. So the branding with the photo and the video and the website, it was just insane. That is the best bit about my job.
On the design side of things, you know, it had to be clean, minimal, and in keeping with the brand and the photography to make sure everything worked together and make sure it was user friendly for mums and parents who might not necessarily be like internet equipped. Obviously the websites always look really good whenever you've got the branding and the photography together. All three of them come together and work as part of like one package. It's like good because you can see the final outcome there, and it does actually pull everything together really well. Kidchen supplied us with like the basic copy which they wanted, stuff which we wouldn't have known, like a nutrition table. It was up to us to sort of spruce up the copy and make the copy work across the brand, realign it what they'd written with the brand guidelines, if you would. Me and Lee sat up here with the two girls and just sort of discussed their ideas for the website, how they wanted it to work. Obviously they had that specific interest and like request in making it Shopify, so we just had to make sure that Shopify could actually do everything that they wanted it to do.
I needed to know what was wrong with the existing site in terms of functionality. Again, we've got the branding, photography, which made my life a lot easier. It was just the functionality. We had to make sure they were happy. The stuff that they previously bad experiences had with the previous designer was all lined out. Obviously, there was a slight mock-up of it initially. We sort of come away from that a little bit and really simplified it. It needs to be fresh air. Like I said, it's all about the food at the end of the day, and the images need to shine through. Very, very white, minimal background. If you look at the site, it's really simple. It's not too in depth. It's, you know, within 2 clicks, you sort of got what you want. The girls have contacted me a couple of times now, just for little things, little amends to the site. I've had them contact me over a couple of little issues, which is great because obviously, you know, they got my mobile number. They contact me direct. It's all a personal touch, and if there's any issues, especially day and night, you know, I'm at the end of the phone at the end of the day. Everything's clicked. It's weird from Tim and the design and the branding process, even from coming up with the name originally, the way it just all fell in place, and with the imagery, what Kay's done and everything else, like I said, it just all clicked, and it looks great.
Obviously the brand is the nice bit and where you get your rules. The website is the focal point that your majority of your customers see and come across, so the face of your brand, if you will, and it's the thing what people see most. It's up to us to make sure that the website does run in line with the brand and make sure that it does fit as one product.
There's nothing I'd change, to be honest. There's nothing I'd change. Maybe there will be as it kind of grows and think, oh, maybe we could have done that you know, maybe we need to inject that in, maybe we need to do some more videos, but I'm excited to see the girls just smash it, because there's a lot of bullshit out there. These two girls aren't bullshit, these are the two are the real deal, and I'm excited to go on this journey, because this is not just it. We're not just going to leave them now. It's not about the websites live. We grow together as a team, and I'm excited to do some more videos with them. You know, they come in and get sort of social media advice from us, and you know, that's every one of our jobs is like that. It's great. We've like done the majority. There's a baseline that you need to get to. Is like you get your brand done, you get your website done, photography, video, have your social media set up, and then you start to go. But that's just the start of it. You know, we're going to be doing a hell of a lot more things with the girls, and that's what excites me the most. Would it change any different? No, it wouldn't.
You literally do complete each other.
You complete me. Oh, it was mini me.
You complete me.